And good morning. And what we have, South CASTRIES versus MABOUYA Valley. Let's go across and join our match referee for the toss.
Good morning, viewers. Today is day 12 of Dream 11 T10 St. Lucia Blast. This morning, match 1, we'll be having South CASTRIES and MABOUYA playing. We're now about to watch Mr. Johnson Charles to spin the coin. Heads call. South CASTRIES win the toss.
I'm sure it's an easy decision.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to have a ball first. We definitely want to win that match, peg them back to a low total, and just make sure we get it, so that as it gets to the back end of the tournament, where run rate and everything comes into play, that we're in a very good position and we don't have to go through that.
Any changes to your team today?
Same team, no changes.
All the best.
Thank you.
Mugaran, you have to go into beast mode today?
Yes, definitely. Like Johnson said, it's a must-win game for both teams, and of course net run comes into calculation today, so we're hoping to do well.
Any changes in your team?
Yes, we have one change. Maya Stanislas comes in for Dale Smith, who is sick.
So what's going to be your approach today now you've seen how the toss went?
Yes, well, we have to be positive in our approach. We have to get a good total. We know South CASTRIES, there are some good batsmen in the team. So, we have to back ourselves for a big win today.
And obviously you have to lead the bowling attack, so you have a critical role as well to contain Johnson.
Yes, definitely we have some plans for him. Just hopefully we can execute.
All the best.
Yes.
We look at the two teams. You have Margaret Chulot as captain, Orishango, Chad Polio, Zachary, Edmund, Mitchell Louis, Rick Smith, Christian Ange, Naim de Turville, Marius Stanislas, Lennox Modest, and Shem Severin. And for South CASTRIES Lions, Johnson Charles, the captain, Kemal Charles, his brother, Polinius Calendar, Will Clovis, Xavier Gabriel, Wendell Inglis, Romario Simmons, Siobhan Leo, Avelinas Calendar, Aaron Joseph, and Daniel Jean-Baptiste.
And we are talking about the importance of the MABOUYA captain. I think the key to South CASTRIES putting together a winning total is Johnson Charles. But I think the encouraging thing is when he failed in one match, he got 15. You had others who put their hands up.
Yes, Xavier Gabriel and Colinius Calendar in particular, the last game, these two really put up their hands. We have not seen any significant contribution yet from Kemal Charles, Wade Clovis, but certainly they do have enough batters. If Johnson Charles does not come off, the others can come in and play a significant role. And Joan Williams.
First delivery, and it's Jean-Baptiste. No ball goes straight away. And MABOUYA started with Shangu and Polias. And Ore Shangu. And Leon Polias or Chad Polias?
It's Chad.
Yeah,
Chad Frenchman Polios.
Yeah, Frenchman. I beg your pardon. This is delivery. Fairly wild swing. Not looking to get on top of it and square cut. I think in the last bowl, Jean-Baptiste did pick up a couple of wickets. I think he had 2.
Yes, the last spell, that was about his best spell in the tournament so far.
Yeah. So, Shango in strike. There's a slip. It's rather cool and overcast. Here's hoping that we'll have no rain. And Baptiste goes in. Now he looks to play the proper shot. Wide call. But definitely trying to get across and make contact with a very wide delivery. So 2 without loss, 2 without loss. Let's remind everyone that our semi-finals, whoever qualifies for it, will be played on Thursday. The final is on Friday. That's short and that's put high in the air. The fine leg running in all kinds of circles. He is really trying to get onto the ball, and eventually you pull it back just inside the line. It's a good bit of work because it seemed to be traveling, but it's trying to bounce and stop. So the total goes to 4 without loss. And it's going to be Jean-Baptiste once more. He's conceded 4 runs and moving outside the leg stump, and the ball tends to follow him. So he choked the shot, had to play in the V as he gives away the strike to Polius. So 5 without loss. 5 without loss. And the interesting situation there. Good thinking by the bowler.
Yes, following Orishango. But Reds, these 2 guys have been playing cricket for quite a while, so they would know each other, especially tip ball cricket. They play for the same team, MABOUYA.
So Jean-Baptiste to Polius. Polius plays a nice little flowing cut shot, steering it down. Back of a length, and he got across, put the body weight on the right leg and carved it away nicely. The great players played those shots very well. My first class game ever, there was a Barbadian named Proverbs. So if he scored 90, he scored 88 down to 3rd man. Now he is not getting outside the leg stump as he did earlier. But the ball was right on him. He had been outside of the ball, but hit it down towards mid-on. So 5 deliveries completed. It's none for 6. MABOUYA sent in by South CASTRIES, and again, delivery following him and trying to get onside of the delivery, and good thinking there by Baptiste. So 6 on the board. He'll be happy with that in the shorter format. If you can produce anything around 6, 5, even 7, you got to be happy, Greg.
Well, in T10 Reds, I think most teams would be aiming for perhaps 8 to 10 runs and over. 6, just about moderate. But I think the South CASTRIES Lions would be happy with the sort of stats they got from Jean-Baptiste in the first over.
Definitely. He bowled a good line. And he was thinking, he was watching the bowler. So it's going to be Polius, and it's going to be Gabriel to move in. Again, it's fairly cool. Let me just check our flag. The flag is fairly stiff. So the wind is definitely with us this morning. That's a wild swipe by Gabriel as he got further away from the ball. If he had steered his ground and played it off the back foot, he would have made contact. Now he's rehearsing the same shot. So Polius 1, Shangu is 3, 6 without loss. As Gabriel bowls once, kept very low, tend to get forward and played it back towards the bowler, but it was pitched up, Greg, but it did seem to keep on the low side.
Yeah, a bit on the low side as you indicate, and in the process, well, it's squaring Chad Polius a bit.
Gabriel, and touch of the Gordon Grillage, where you bring up the right leg, balance on the left, and tap it around. An important run, 7 without loss. But good going so far for South CASTRIES. MABOUYA needs to pick up the scoring. Shangu lofts it down over the head of cover. Mid-off is wide coming in. The ball dropping in between. And they take a quick single. How often we've seen that in this competition?
Yes. Orishango Reds seems to be backing away to almost every delivery.
Polius. Gabriel goes in. And again, looking to play it to on. And anything down that canal of danger will elude the bat because he's not trying to get in line. So we're looking to try and get on top of it, steer it to third man, or slap it through square cover. Fine leg is not out, he's in a short cover. And again, as the over comes to an end.
Hi, I'm Tedison John of the Tedison John Project. Even when we're not rehearsing, we stay connected. Flow makes it easy with Flow bundle plans. My mobile phone, internet broadband to download and send files, my home office fixed line. All the services I need in one place. And guess what? The more services you use, the less you pay. Yep, get more and pay less. Guys, you can't go wrong on this one. Bundle today.
So his second over, and this time just take a step back. And he made a mistake of bowling just back of a leg, and it was there for a shot off the back. But he had options. He could have hit it down by the scoreboard. He could hit it out to extra cover. He just flat batted it over the head of the mid-off down to the boundary for 4. Well, that's more like it from MABOUYA Valley. 12 without loss. 2 overs and 1 ball bowled. And John Baptiste bowled once more. And that's almost a double wide. Because he's a little man, Shangu, and really jumping as he tried to get a little bit of bat that might have skied over to a wide third man. 8 Shangu, Polius is 2, 13 without loss. And Gabriel. That's it, and caught in mid-on. Just back of a length. He got the toe of the bat onto it. It didn't really hit the sweetbread. And good, quick, sharp catch at the mid-wicket position. And they have not had the start they wanted because he goes for 8 and is 13 for 1.
A very poor shot selection there, Reds. This one wide and high outside the off stump, and Shangu, rather than looking to perhaps cut the ball, he attempted to pull on getting the toe end of the bat, and even with Clovis, it was sharp but relatively easy enough.
Yep, he just stepped across, clutched it nicely, and that's so the end of the Shangur effort. So gone for 8, 13 for 1, and what we got? We got Edmund now coming out as he takes guard. The Polius is 2. Baptiste has had 1.2 overs, 1 for 11. So he's doing his job. Good first over and success in the second over. So a wide first slip, almost at second. When Baptiste bowls, he looks to play off the back foot. And the ball curving to the left of Johnson Charles after it passes the striker. It takes it neatly. Charles. His wicket keeping has been used by quite a few teams, including the West Indies. Greg?
Yes, this is one aspect of Johnson Charles cricket that we thought he really should have worked a little harder at.
He crouches down now, and that's flicked away off the pads and goes into the boundary. So an important boundary there from MABOUYA, who's just struggling to get the ball away. Edmonds takes it to 17 without loss, and he is 4. And of course, another aspect that in the past he's bowled medium pace.
Yes, he could really bowl what we could call a hard ball, so to speak, stiff, deliberate type.
Edmonds slapping at that, it goes past the mid-off. They take one, this is another error by the mid-off. Not good feeling, and they came back very quickly for the second run. Had he picked it up at mid-off, it would have been a dot ball. So he moves to 6, Polius is 2, 19 for 1. Still no sunshine. Mid-on dances to his right in the circle. Jean-Baptiste goes in. Edmonds has a wild swing. It takes the edge. And again, not good feeling by South Castries. So allowing a couple of runs here, maybe 3 runs in that over that didn't really need to happen. But they're quite happy, MABOUYA. They move to 20 for 1. Edmonds is 7. And let me just check that Polius has had 6 deliveries, but not going anywhere fast.
Yeah, 6 deliveries and only 2 runs scored, so certainly he's soaking up dot balls already, Reds. But the end of a successful over for the South Castries Lions, an over in which they saw the dismissal of Orishango, and they really gifted the MABOUYA Valley Constrictors of 3 runs, as you did indicated, some unforced errors.
So Jean-Baptiste, 1 for 18 off his 2. And it's going to be left arm over the wicket, coming from the far end. Edmond in strike. As Joseph goes in and plays out in the outside. Very quick single. The bowler trying to get across to stop the advance, but the advance goes through. They take a single. He moves to 8. And it's 1 for 21. 1 for 21. As Joseph turns, stops, and then starts to move in. Good, nice flowing run, and that's short, and although it hit high up on the splice almost, he still manages to get it over the head of the mid-on and down to the boundary for 4. So Edmonds making good progress. He's 8. It's 25 for 1, and Polius correction. That boundary to him. We finally get a move on. He's 6. Edmonds is 8. And it's 1 for 25. And Joseph going in once more to bowl to Polius. And Polius hikes that away out towards square leg. They take 1. They will not come back for the second. The return is nicely sent to Johnson Charles, who looks very smart with his dark trousers and white gloves. Edmonds, 8. Polius is 7. 1 for 28. And that's hiked away through extra cover. Mid-off coming across, just looked at it and sped away towards the extra cover boundary. So certainly picking up the scoring. Edmonds 12. Polius 7. We've had 3.4 overs bowled. It's 1 for 30, Greg.
Yes, over pitch delivery there, and Zachary Edmond really launching into this one, hitting it all along the ground, bisecting the 2 fielders, the cover and the mid-off for 4.
That's outside the leg stump. And you can expect that a wide will push the total to 31. An important game today in the life of Leicester, because they would like to get in the top 4. This is Joseph, and again, very close to the off stump, and the bowler holding his head, because he would have had a good view of it. But this tendency in modern day cricket, in the shorter format, or maybe any format, Greg, playing across the line.
This has been a favorite of a lot of batsmen, Reds, over the years.
Joseph, ball coming into him, he's forced to play straight. Forced to play straight, that completes the...
Have you ever wondered how money can work for you? At Fix, we offer several investment options that can do just that. One option is the fixed deposit, which is a short-term investment where funds are deposited for a minimum of 1 year at an attractive rate, better than anywhere else. The fixed deposit is unique and tailored for both individuals and institutional investors, and gives you the option to reinvest for another period after maturity. For more information, call Fix today at 458-8700 or 458-8740 or email Fix at info@fixlimited.com. Fix, firm and upright.
You were safe with, because people are getting 120 and more. So Leo now joins the attack. 11 runs off the last over, and that is a wide signal very slowly. He had the hands up and then stretched them, much to the disappointment maybe of the bowler, but he saw it. He signaled the umpire. 32 for 1. Leo. Open chested comes up, and that smash, really smashed down towards mid-off. It's going so quickly, the non-striker wanted a single, but the striker wasn't interested, Greg.
Yes, it went quickly to Daniel Jean-Baptiste, and Chad Polio's not the quickest between wickets.
Yeah. Leo once more goes in, and that's a swing and a miss. Bad shape when he sees that tonight, but I don't know why there is that. Maybe it's the one-day game which has forced the potentiality to go to on very soon. Now he goes to off and goes for a very quick single. So finally, he was able to get it coming forward, just to the left of the bowler. A single that takes him to 12. 8. Edmonds is 12. And Edmonds in strike, and that's peeled away off the outer part of the bat, the lower part, and they take a single. That brings the total up to 4.4 overs and 1 for 34. 1 for 34. So two deliveries left in the 5th over, and they're still 24 for 1. They've got to get a move on. Leo is halfway there. He's bowling to Polius. Throws again, gets it onto backward point. This can go into the boundary. It will. Cover coming across, running like a 400-meter around the bend, but couldn't put it back. So an important boundary, and 38 for 1, 38 for 1, 4.5 overs completed. Edmonds has gone to 13, Polius is 12. So just trying to edge up in terms of the striking rate. Polius slams this away, and that will be 4. It's going to beat the mid-off. Not too sure he was aiming for there. He lost a lot of his shape, but he fairly powerful hitter. And a lot of the shoulder, the bottom hand came into that strike. So he takes it to 42 Edmonds, 13, Polius 16, and a total of 42 for 1. Clivis Jules will be your next commentator after Greg Wilson.
Yes, at the halfway stage, the constrictors certainly would have wanted to be perhaps another 20 runs more. Clivis, perhaps 60, 62 thereabouts. But having said that, they have only lost just 1 wicket, and at the halfway stage, from what we have seen in the past few days, the last 5 overs, teams are capable of getting in excess of 70+ runs.
Good morning, Greg Wilson. Good morning to our viewers. And of course, the constrictors would have loved to be a little higher, as Romario Simmons comes left arm around the wicket to Edmonds, and this one is high in the air out towards the boundary. A good stop from the fielder coming from mid-off, and they come through for the third run. Good run. It's Calendar coming around, a good running between the wickets, a good aggressive running from Edmond and Frenchman on this occasion.
Yes, good aggressive running, some free runs. Edmond in particular is very quick between the wickets.
He's pushing Frenchman Polius. It's Simmons again into Edmond. This shot outside off, and he's hitting it out towards the sweeper on the boundary, and he comes through for a single, traveling too quickly. For any more than that, the score moves on to 46. Edmond is on 16, Polius on 17. 46 for 1, 5.2 overs, Constrictors. Simmons again will bowl left arm round the wicket to Edmond. This one is very, very wide, and the umpire signals a wide. Extras go up by 1 to 6. The score moves on to 47. So Constrictors in the last couple of overs getting a move on. It's Simmons into Edmonds, and this delivery is back of a length, plays into onside and comes through for 1. The second is on the fielder, comes off the boundary, Inglis, and is not quick enough, and there's a chance for overthrows as Simmons did not collect cleanly, and not good backing up there from with Clovis on this occasion.
Yes, a bit of sloppy cricket, one would say. And for the Constrictors, every run counts. And in the process, they've moved on to 50.
50 comes up in a 5.3 overs. So they're picking it up, picking up the scoring rate, and it's Simmons into Frenchman, peels off the thickish outside edge out towards backward points, and they come through for 1. That's all they will be on this occasion. Just not looking for the second Frenchman Polius. I think Zachary Edmond would have pushed him, and he might be breathing a little hard now, Greg.
Yes, certainly he is actually stooping over his bat right now to indicate that he's sort of winded.
Zachary Edmond pushing Frenchman Polius. Simmons will be pushing for a wicket. Edmond back to the bowler on the bounce. It goes through his hand out towards the boundary, and they come through for another single. The score moves on by 1 to 52. Edmond has moved to 20 of 12, and Polius is on 18 from 15. Simmons, 1 delivery to go. He's gone for 10 in his over. He's bowling the final delivery of the over to Polius, and Polius is dragging this one up the inside edge out towards fine leg, and Jean-Baptiste does the fielding in a short fine leg area and restricting them to 1. Polius has called for a drink after this over and this bit of running between the wickets. He certainly would require.
My name is Godfrey. I have been doing cassava from young with my mom. She showed me everything to do with cassava, how to grate it to prepare the semi-dry. I enjoy making it. It's my life. That's my canoes.
3 overs, they've been scoring exactly 11 runs of the overs. So you could say they are averaging 11 in the last 3, and they certainly would need to do a little better than just 11.
For sure, with the likes of Johnson Charles in the South Castries lineup, they would well need to get beyond 100 to feel that they're in with a competitive score. And Edmond and Polius will really look to get a move on as the calendar comes in to the action from the media center, and Calendar will take up the bowling from the media center end. He presses the reset button. Frenchman is not quite ready, and Colina's Calendar left arm over the wicket into Polius, and a lifting delivery. Polius is cramped, and this ball goes through to wicket keeper Johnson Charles. Polius can count himself lucky on this occasion that he didn't get a glove onto this one.
Yes, good first delivery there, getting some extra bounce, and good carry to the wicket keeper Johnson Charles. Really crumped him up for space.
And Calendar will continue to Polius short, and he hits him about the body, and they come through for what I think would be one leg by. This one was hit about the body. Another good lifting delivery from Calendar to Polius.
Yes, a question, he really put the shoulders into this one, and Frenchman Polius really couldn't do too much about it, really could not free his arms as he would have wanted. Was struck about the body and was able to scamper for a leg by.
Calendar this time into Edmund. Edmund waits. It's a slower ball, but it's outside off. Edmund waits and plays it out towards mid-wicket, and they come through for a single. He had to wait on that delivery. It was not coming at all as he expected.
Yes, good use of the change-up delivery. He used it to great effect and only resulting in just one run.
Good thinking by the bowler as he moves into the Frenchman. Shot outside off, and Frenchman is playing this one out towards the boundary on the offside, beating the diving cover out towards the boundary, and he gets 4 for it. 4 more to the total, and the Frenchman moves on by 4. He's on 23. The score is 59 for 1. 23 for Polius from 19 deliveries, and Edmund is on 21 from 13.
Yes, he certainly picking up the strike rate, but he needs to do a little more than what he is doing presently.
It's Calendar into Polius again, and this time Polius is hitting him out towards the long on boundary, and Cameron Charles is not fast enough on the bounce over the boundary. Chad Polius, he's as if to say he's hearing what we're saying. He's picking it up. The score moves on to 63, a partnership of 50. 50 partnership comes up with that boundary. Polius is on 27, Edmund on 21.
Yes, this one was powerfully struck to the long on boundary, and Cameron Charles really did not have much of a chance.
Calendar again into Polius. Shot again. Polius is pulling out towards mid-wicket. Xavier Gabriel comes off the boundary, comes in a few yards in, restricting the batsman to 1. The score is 64 for 1. Polius is on 28 from 21 balls, and Zachary Edmund is on 21 from 13. 64 for 1. Extra 7, a partnership of 51. Another good over for the MABOUYA Valley Constrictors, Greg.
Well, they have just been consistent, again getting 11 from the over. So they have maintained the rate of 11 from the 4th over.
So 4 overs, they've scored 11 from 4 overs, so that's 44 from the last 4 overs, which is a change from where they were after in the first 2. And it's Simmons. Is it Simmons to continue? It looks like it's Romario Simmons. He's coming left arm round the wicket to Frenchman, and Frenchman is stepping away this time, and not timing this one, not being able to give himself the room he was looking for, and left it through to wicketkeeper Charles. The score remains on 64.
Yes, backing away a bit too far outside the leg side.
And it's Simmons again to Frenchman. Frenchman is giving him a big heave out towards a long on. They come through for 1. Edmund is very quick between the wickets. The second run is taken rather easily. Edmund is pushing Polius again.
Yes, Edmund very quick between wickets. And this is the sort of running you need at this stage of the game. But Chad Polius really put up with this sort of running with Zachary Edmund.
And Simmons comes in to Polius, and he's finding the edge and out towards the 3rd man boundary. It goes over the boundary now. 4 more to Chad Polius, and he is getting a move on, this time off the edge and beating Johnson Charles to the boundary.
Yes, it's a very productive area in the latter stages of any inning. Always the 3rd man area, and this time getting a thickish outside edge, and it's sped down to the boundary for 4.
70 for 1 as Simmons comes in again to Frenchman. This time the other side of the keeper out towards the boundary. Daniel Jabati is giving chase, and it seems like he has lost that battle. And 4 more to Chad Polius, this time coming off the inside edge.
Yes, Chad Polius been testing both sides of his bat. The previous one was the outside edge, and this time the inside edge. and on both occasions resulted in 4 runs.
If you ask him, he'll say that that might have been that was a deliberate shot.
Might very well be, but we wouldn't buy that.
It's Romario Simmons, 74 for 1. He comes left arm round the wicket again to Frenchman Polius, this time over his head. A more convincing hit. Chad Polius finding the right length and able to free his hand this time. 4 more to Polius.
Yes, Romario Simmons does not have the sort of pace. Just dropping this one short, and Chad Polius just backing away slightly, giving himself enough room and playing almost a tennis shot. Just slapped it straight back past the head of the bowler down to the boundary for 4.
78 for 1. Simmons again into Polius. Can he come back? And this time is back over his head out towards the long on. The long on fielder comes around. He does not pick up cleanly, but they kept on one. Chad Polius didn't even turn back. Zachary Edmond halfway down the pitch.
Zachary is still halfway down the wicket, inquiring whether he wants to come back for a second, but Chad is not interested. He's not even looking at.
Get more with our Massey card. One card, many locations for your rewards. Earn points at all Massey stores and Massey card partners island-wide and watch your points grow. Visit our customer service desk at Massey stores or www.masseycard.com for more information. Enjoy the many benefits that only your Massey card can bring.
For 1, a very good partnership from Edmond and Polius. Some 66 runs from the 2.
Yes, good partnership, and the last over, the 8th over, was the most productive. They've gotten so far some 15 runs, so certainly you could see an increase on the previous 4 overs, and one would want them to even better that in the next 2.
Leo to Polius, a full delivery, beats Polius, it beats Johnson Charles out towards the boundary, and it goes there now. It's 4 by signal. It beats everybody. A good ball from Leo. This one just dipped on Chad Polius.
Yes, good change of delivery. Slower ball, and really foxed the batsman and completely beats wicketkeeper Johnson Charles in the process.
They move to the 80s, Leo to Chad, and Chad is giving himself some room and hitting, not timing cleanly. Leo dives, makes a half stop, and they come through for 1. Zachary Edmond would be happy now that he would have gotten some strike after some time. Polius moves to 44, the score moves to 84, 8.2 overs, 84 for 1, the MABOUYA Valley Constrictors.
Yes, Chad Polius certainly enjoying his best inning in the tournament so far.
It's very close to a half century. Will there be enough time for him? It's pretty winded as well. Edmund has been pushing him, and let's hope that he can muster what it takes to get to the half century and get the Constrictors to a competitive total, which will be something over 100. It's Leo. He moves away from us and bowls to Edmund, who's on 21, and Edmund is getting a delivery that is pitched up to him, plays it out towards square leg, deep square leg, and is looking for the second run. Frenchman Polius has not even looked at him, and Edmund is livid, thought that there was 2 runs there.
Yeah, but Edmund by now should have realized that Frenchman has only 1 in him. He can't run a second at this point. It looked like he's burned, as we would say.
He's completely exhausted, and he picks up this one high and handsome. Probably he was thinking he could have done that, and that's why he didn't opt for the second run. 6 runs to Chad Polius, and with that 6, he gets to 50. He's very excited as well. Picks up this one and getting to 50, moving the Constrictors to 91 for 1, and we're in the 9th over.
Yes, good innings there by Chad Polius. Started on the slow side, but certainly has picked up the scoring.
And again, Leo into him, a short delivery, short lifting delivery down the leg side, beating Johnson Charles. This one was pretty short and really traveling, beating, it actually floored Chad Polius and beat Johnson Charles to the boundary. 5 wides called there by the umpire, and rightfully so.
Yes, Leo was not pleased, having been struck the previous delivery, and saw Chad actually giving him the chase. So typically fast bowler's reaction.
96 for 1. Leo into Polius, and this time beats Polius in between the stumps and his body, and not getting the stumps. Goes through to Johnson Charles.
Partnership of 83.
And top partnership of 83. That's the biggest partnership for the Constrictors in the competition. 96 for 1, and that would be the highest score in this year's competition as well. Polius, Leo into Polius, and Polius is bold. He's bold. Polius on this occasion is giving himself too much room outside leg stump and exposing the stumps, and Leo capitalized.
Yes, good bowling there by Leo, attacking the stumps and sort of a slower ball as well. But Chad Polius backing away too far outside the leg stump and was not able to make any contact, and off stump was struck. So good innings by Chad. Still, he's blowing very hard, as we could see. It looked like he's exhausted. Like a man who has probably run, what?
It's my life and I want more. More time, more power. Pay my Lucy like bill isn't hard. I pay with credit or debit card. Pay direct to Lucy like my account. I have the power, yeah. Pay online to Lucy like my account. Anywhere, any day, any hour. Lights are on at home. No more standing in line, no more worrying about my bill. Now I'm all paid up. Got more time to chill, yeah, yeah. Pay my Lucy like bill isn't hard. I pay with credit or debit card.
And Shulet will not be on strike as Shulet. The over had come to an end. It's Edmund who's on strike. 9 overs gone, 1 over to go, some 6 deliveries to go. Zachary Edmund batting on 22 from 14. 4 runs to get to the 100. And it's Xavier Gabriel into Zachary Edmonds. And Xavier short lifting delivery from Xavier Gabriel. He uses his football skill, but Magaran Shulet was home very comfortably. And 1 more to the total, 97 for 2.
Yes, good delivery there by Gabriel, really following Edmonds on this occasion, looking to back away leg side, and the ball actually followed him and really cramped him for space. So good way to start the over for Gabriel.
A good start to the 10th over from Xavier Gabriel. He moves in to Polius, to Shulet, and Shulet is playing this one out towards mid-wicket and comes through for 1. 2 is on. A good return from Inglis, but Captain Shulet was home free, and he had completed his 2nd run. 99 for 2, 9.2 overs bowled, and at this rate, the Constrictors should get over the 100 pretty comfortably.
Yes, with 4 legal deliveries remaining, one would think that they would certainly get at least 1 additional run.
And Gabriel comes into Shulet, and Shulet is getting hit about the body. Zachary Edmund in flash. He's at the striker's end. 100 comes up for the MABOUYA Valley Constrictors. This is the best batting performance in this year's competition.
Yes, and one would hope they could perhaps follow it up with their best bowling performance. But yes, getting to the 100 club is always would be a good feeling for any team, and knowing that this may very well be a competitive score.
And Gabriel comes in to Edmund, who backs away, hitting over the bowler's head out towards long on, and comes through for 1, and that's all there will be as the fielder comes a run and gives a good return to the bowler's end. And the score moves on by 1 to 101. Edmund is on 24. 24 from 16. Magaran Shulet is on 2. Gabriel into Shulet, and his delivery that is right up to him, wraps him on the pad again, and it might have been an inside edge onto the pad, and Magaran Shulet comes through for 1. 102 for 2 MABOUYA Valley Constrictors.
Yes, very good 10th over been bowled there by Xavier Gabriel so far. He really has not given them this sort of room to free their arms, angling the ball into the body.
He comes in again to Edmund. Edmund, he followed Edmund very well. This one is hit high out towards the square leg, and it come through for two very quick runs again. High, not getting the timing. The elevation was there, but the distance was there. Luckily for him, Wendell English was right on the boundary and not able to come in. 104 for 2, the Constrictors finish. Zachary Edmond finished on 26 from 17. Megara and Shulet is on 3 from 3. 104 for 2. A good batting performance. Is it enough, Greg Wilson?
There's a lot will ride on the batting of Johnson Charles, Colinas Calendar, as we saw in the last game, Xavier Gabriel.
Yes, and Mabouya Valley Constrictors scorecard. Ori Shango again, he got 8. He was a bit on the slow side, looking to give himself room a lot outside leg stump and not making proper contact, but he got 8 from 9. A good 50 from Chad Frenchman Polius. He started very slowly, but he was able to pick it up towards the back end of his innings. A 50 from 32 balls. Zachary Edmond, whilst Chad Polius was going great guns, he was stabbed of strike, but he got a well-played 26 from 17 deliveries. Himself and Chad Polius putting an 80-odd run partnership, a good partnership. In fact, the best partnership in the tournament for the Constrictors, and Shulet coming in towards the end, getting 3 from 3 balls. But a very good finish from Xavier Gabriel, as the bowling figures would show. Xavier Gabriel finished really well. But let's look at Daniel Jabatis. 2 overs. He had a great first over, getting just 6 runs off the first over. He got a little bit of a punishment in the second, going for some 12 runs, but he completed 2 good overs for 18. Gabriel, one would say the pick of the bowlers, he bowled 2 overs, 5 dots, and just 9 runs off his bowling. So very, very tight over in the context of the game. Aaron Joseph, 1 over. He went for 11. He was one of the overs that went for 11 for the Constrictors. He had 4 or 5 overs going for 11 runs, and 4 overs going for 11. Siobhan Leo, 2 overs, he went for 24. He got the wicket of a Frenchman. Romario Simmons, his 2 overs went for 26. A bit of a tapping for Leo and Romario Simmons. And then Calendar, 1 over for 10. Yes, certainly everything to play for. The umpires are out, the fielders are out, the batters are out. We will hear from Greg Wilson, and then it will be Red Pereira to take you through the first 5 overs.
Yes, change of the openers. This time around we have the Charles brothers, Kemroll Charles and Johnson Charles, opening the inning for the first time in the tournament, Reds.
Well, Lucia produced a gentleman who at one time had 7 against Australia for the windward. His name was, well, first name is Bam Charles, but I don't believe both brothers played. But a very good innings from Polius that we will discuss it with Greg Wilson to get them to the best score. So what we've got a start from the far end, and it's going to be Modest to go in, and that's cut away nicely. So they started well out towards this sweeper. They don't think they were looking for the second. It went very slowly. It didn't really speed away, but they didn't seem to have 2 in mind.
Yes, this one was a bit wide of Johnson Charles, and he really had to reach out to strike this one. Perhaps this was the reason why he couldn't get the sort of velocity that he wanted.
So that was Johnson Charles giving away the strike, and it's going to be a pretty testing task, because Roland has said they must get 92 by at least 8.4. That's an attempt to play it off the back foot, takes the inner edge, and well, I don't know if they have a stats man to work it out, but it does put a little pressure on you.
Yes, certainly. We are very privileged to have the services of Roland Cox over here with us.
So Cameron Charles, very open stance, and looking to hit it hard off the back foot. The ball curls away. So a dot ball, a white goal. So not a dot ball. So 2 on the board, and it's Modest starting from the far end. Still overcast, very. This delivery, Cameron Charles in the air. The keeper wants to have it. It's mine, and he takes it. So a very good start by MABOUYA, getting 104 for 2 of their 10 overs, and already they have South CASTRIES at 2 for 1.
Yes, good breakthrough for the MABOUYA Constrictors. They certainly need to pick up wickets at regularly if they are to pull up a victory, Reds. Cameron Charles have been struggling so far in the tournament. He has really not come good at all. But one would say his misery continues. But the key wicket there would be that of the brother Johnson Charles, and to really expose the middle order again, to bring in the likes of Zabi Gabriel and Colinius Calendar. But he certainly would be key. The sooner they could get him back into the pavilion, the more they could increase the chances of pulling this one off.
So 2 for 1, and it's going to be Colvis to come in. Delivery gets forward 2, as they did in fact cross. And Johnson played it outside the line, left the off some quietly into covers. So the new batsman is non-striker. Charles in strike. He's got all the responsibility as the senior man to get him over the line, as they say now. A delivery which is cut away very nicely indeed, but wouldn't go for the boundary. They wouldn't even get the second run. So the end of the opening over. And after 1 over, South CASTRIES 3 for 1. So good performance with the bat first of all, and MABOUYA started well with the ball.
Yes, they continue from where they left off with the bat, right? They really took the momentum they had with the bat, and they took it into the field with the ball. So South CASTRIES Lions been rocked back very early with the early dismissal of Cameron Charles, perhaps the slowest start they've had in the tournament, 3 for the loss of 1. The last game they played against Viewfort North. After the first over, they were 17 without loss.
So it's going to be Severin to continue the attack from the commentary box end. He wants the third man to come finer. There is a slip, and it's going to be Severin as he races into Charles, and Charles swings that into his own stand. I suppose if anybody, in fact it goes over, if anybody wants to do that, hit it into the stand or over the stand, I think Johnson Charles has got the first right, so to speak. 8 he is, it's 9 for 1.
Yes, Severin just shot on this occasion, and Johnson Charles really picked this one up beautifully and struck it on top of the roof of his own stand and into the car park for 6. So the 6s continue to reign here at the Darren Sammy Cricket Ground, right?
Yes, that roof has been replaced. It's a brand new roof on the Johnson Charles stand. It's very nicely indeed. It was done, I don't want to give them a free plug, but it was done by Bryson Company. I think I'm really complimenting the workmen. So 9 for 1. great discussion about the field placing, and a hold up. Well, the bowler is not too happy, is he? Well, yep, waiting for a new ball. I grew up at border Greg in Guyana, and if the ball went out of the ground, whether it's a young boy or an adult picked it up, that allowed him to come in free.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah. So when that ball went out of the ground, there was a mad scramble to get free entry. And there's a huge amount of trees around border, and they used to have a lot of people watching in the trees. That's outside the off stump, and marginally, but it was outside, of course, the requisite line. So 1 to the total, 10 for 1, 10 for 1, a lot depending on Johnson Charles. We haven't got a chance to do justice to Polius 50 of 30 balls with 8 fours and 1 6 that led them to the 104. That's Charles looking to really throw everything, the kitchen sink, the fridge, the washing machine, but makes no contact. And it goes through to the keeper. 10 for 1. And it's going to be Severin. None for 7. Modest. 1 for 3 from his first over. And Severin is on his way. Passes the umpire. Charles hits that. A lot of bottom man into the shot. Just carry over the rope. He will settle for 4. Before that takes him to 12, and the total goes to 14 for 1. Charles beginning now to look to play those big shots.
Yes, Severin really bowling into the hitting arc of Johnson Charles. So he's really playing into the hands of Charles, one would say, Reds.
So Severin, none for 11 of 3 deliveries. And Charles gets a wide. They try to bend over on the front foot to make some contact, didn't. But will accept that he will get a run to his team's name, and the bowler will have to bowl it back. Just a little bit of sunshine just beginning to peep through. It's 15 for 1. That's short and swung towards square leg, begging to be hit. And Charles into the shot, the body coming around nicely. And very expensive over for MABOUYA. 19 for 1, and Charles was raised to 16.
Yes, Severin, as I did indicate earlier on, Reds really playing into the hands of Charles. This one shot outside the off stump, no real venom in this. And Charles got into position very quickly. And all he had to do was hit it past the infield. There's no one really sweeping out, and was able to gather 4 easy runs.
Cover has come in and mid-wicket has come in, and Charles gets another wide delivery and kept a little low as it pitched, but it was way maybe off the actual pitch itself, which has been prepared, and scuttling through to the keeper. 20 for 1. Charles has gone up to 16. He's had 7 balls for his 16. Charles, right-hander, neat stance, and Severin not very happy about this, but under a lot of pressure. 17 in the over already conceded, right?
Yes, and still 2 legal deliveries remaining. Every time Reggie has been struck for a boundary, he tends to social distance.
Well, he missed his run or pulled out of his run. He's almost there now. Most of Charles. Charles clips it through the hands of the square cover and down to the boundary for 4. That's a bad miss. He committed himself, but couldn't parry the ball and at least concede a single. So 20 now to Charles, 24 for 1. 21 conceded in the over, Greg.
Yes, whatever early initiative the constructors had, this over of Severin, he has just given it away.
Yes. Runs are very, very important in each and every game, especially this one. Charles turns it away. They could, well, we thought they could have looked for a single, but Charles probably wants to keep the strike, and that's good thinking. Could have gotten a second run.
Hi, I'm Tedison John of the Tedison John Project. Even when we're not rehearsing, we stay connected. Flow makes it easy with Flow bundle plans. My mobile phone, internet broadband to download and send files, my home office fixed line. All the services I need in one place. And guess what? The more services you use, the less you pay. Yep, get more and pay less. Guys, you can't go wrong on this one. Bundle today.
The initiative back to the South CASTRIES Lions.
So Charles dropped and looking to square drive that. And the unfortunate bowler is Modest, and that would have been the man that they would have loved to see the back of.
Yes, especially after the sort of carnage we saw in the previous over. First ball in the third over, regulation catch to the keeper, and he spilled it.
Charles almost gave it away. This time he doesn't give it away, but he puts it away high over mid-wicket and down to the boundary for 4. So Charles moving to 25, took 22 in the last over and dropped in this over. So great missed opportunity. Now we see the third man off the rope coming into the circle. Long on has gone wide, the cover has gone back on the boundary rope, and Modest on the Charles again, having a swing at that, looking to hit it down the ground towards maybe the long on position. So CASTRIES 29 for 1, 29 for 1, 2.2 overs bowled. They're scoring very, very fast indeed. And they've got to get up to 92 by 8.4 overs. As Modest bowls to Charles. Charles flicks it away, doesn't want the single. Single would have been very sharp in any way. The ball along the ground went to mid-wicket. It's 1 for 29. Charles, 25. He's had a couple of good scores in this competition, and he's shipping to get a big one here. Delivery which he's forward and driving towards the extra cover. He's very strong on the onside. Charles is not as powerful when the ball is pitched up outside the off stump. He's strong on the leg side and the offside, and that's for me the one area he can improve on.
Yes, he certainly needs to improve in this aspect of his cricket.
Modest posts to Charles, and Charles gets runs. That's outside the leg stump, and he turns it away very, very nicely indeed. Picks up on a very another important boundary for South CASTRIES as it goes up to 33 for 1, 29 to Charles. Covers is yet to score, and we have had 3 overs completed.
Yes, end of another good over for South CASTRIES Lions. Some 8 runs coming up the overhead, so they are at 11 and over. At this pace, they could easily, and they will win this one quite comfortably. But really bad miss there by the wicketkeeper in the last over there of Johnson Charles. What should have been just a straightforward regulation catch. I don't know if he was too excited and was celebrating a bit too early, but it was a question, it was in and then out.
And maybe that 22 of Servin could be a major factor, because it did propel them so quickly onto a fairly commanding position after a poor start. He lost a very early wicket, and so CASTRIES are 33 for 1. Charles is 29, he's a non-striker. I think they would like to keep him as a non-striker as long as they could. And Angers goes in, and that's hitting across the line, and Charles is out of the block as if he's sprinting for St. Lucia in Japan. He's hoping that that will eventually come off without any problems, but they need to up the rate of the vaccines. Only 4% of the Japanese nation have so far been vaccinated. There are demonstrations starting yesterday against the hosting of the Olympics. Maybe too late, but we called off. Charles 29, 1 for 34. Charles top edging that. Outside edge really not top edge and goes down to the boundary, and 4 signal. So what's not coming off the middle of the bat is coming off the outside edge. Charles moves to 33, and the runs keep coming. I don't want to say it's raining runs because I don't want to bring any rain here. It's overcast, but it's 1 for 38.
Yes, 40 was a shot there for Charles, but very productive indeed.
As Angers goes in, and that's a square driven, nicely played. So 2 different shots. One was shot in the dark, so to speak, and that was nicely played. And we're talking about being able to play off the front foot through the offside. That was nicely put away.
Yes, nicely put away indeed. This one just went through the point region.
So already a good platform, 42 for 1, simply because Charles has led the scoring. He's on 37 in lava time, as they say, of 17 deliveries. And it's going to be Angers in his first over. Roughed up early by Charles, roughed up again. And that probably has gone out of the ground into the car park.
Hit the top of the roof reds and the entrance of the gate.
Well, anybody's going to dent the roof. The man who the stand is named after. Already 48 for 1. He's on 43. So he's like Charles Atlas, carrying the strength. George Headley was called the Atlas because the bodybuilder was in fact a very powerful man. 48 for 1, 46 the partnership of 18 balls, and yet another ball has got to be found.
Yes, and the last 6 reds are 179 in the tournament so far. So certainly, if we had spectators there, they would certainly have gotten their money's worth, perhaps on almost every occasion. Because we've always had quite a few 6s in some of the matches that have been played, especially in the last 3 or 4 days.
If each box of balls has got 6 in them, what you need about 24 balls for this tournament?
Quite a few. They have used reds.
Well, they use 2 normally, and then they can change about 6 in any given game. So Charles is 43 of 18. And another effort to contain Charles, another effort for the umpire to signal 6, and it almost went in the same direction as he moves up to 49. 49 of 18 deliveries, 1 for 54. If Roland Cox was scoring in his large scoring book that he started with, he would be in trouble with his pen and pencil. But he has got the modern computer scoring, 49, 54 for 1. This is going to be an early finish.
It's shaping up to be this Reds. 51 runs still required in 57 deliveries. But at the rate Charles is going there, we will not need Another 47 deliveries. Current rate 14.09 and the required rate 8.27. So certainly he's motoring away.
Well, must Angers ball. Angers goes in. Charles hitting that. Nah. Roland Cox just a dot ball. He can't believe it. Hits towards cover. The over.
Today, I would like to introduce you to the fixed special deposit. What's so special about this deposit? It is all about you, the customer. The interest rates and maturity periods are negotiable. That's how special this is. The special deposit instrument was designed to meet the needs of those who cannot be accommodated within the existing investment options. For more information on our special deposit and other investments, call Fix today at 458-8700 or 458-8740 or email Fix at info@fixlimited.com. Fix, firm and upright.
So far, but his effort rates, it's at this point proving that it may not be enough.
No.
You did indicate that Charles is not on strike. The last over, he wasn't on strike. He did not start the over, but yet still he ended up with 21 from the over.
Well, need 51 from 36 balls, but Roland Cox has already said that they've got a target in which to get 92 of 8.4. So finally Clovis gets an opportunity to face. He's been a spectator. The spin of Polius comes into strike and he's bowling. Maybe just lack of any cricket for the last 15 minutes. He's been really just watching Johnson Charles and had a whack at that, the ball on target. And that's probably the reason why Polius was successful. And finally the partnership is broken. 54 for 2, he has gone without scoring.
Well, Frenchman Polius Reds seems to be his day. We were just speaking about the 50 that he got on the very first delivery. Delivered, he has bowled with Clovis, who has struggled in this tournament.
I took away 1 from him, not naught. He bowled for 1. But that will probably have no impact on the South Castries batting. 54 for 2. They've had 4.1, but it's all Johnson Charles, 49 years. Will he come back into the reckoning when and if St. Lucia will play towards the end of the year, if the Windward board can put together a tournament? The pandemic might be, very low at that time in any special venue. So, delivery which is just pushed on to the onside by Calendar. As Polius' ball, his second delivery correction. Very cool. I'm just concerned about the weather. It's gotten darker. 2 for 54. That's Polius. A short bit of approach, and short or not, it's hit by Calendar for a mighty 6 on to the grass mound out by the scoreboard. So Calendar decided that it wouldn't be all Johnson Charles. He will join the party. Charles is 49 and the new batsman 6 is 60 for 2.
Yeah, one could pretty much say Calendar continuing from where he left off.
Probably could bat higher in this batting lineup. That's short and banged away down towards the backward point. Square cover has no chance at all. So already he's raced to 10. Already it's gone to 64 for 2. We're in the 5th over. We have 2 more deliveries to complete the first 5. And they are well on their way. Well on the way, South Castries to a victory.
As we would say, Reds, they are large and in charge, for sure.
So Polius comes in once more, flighted off break, and that's it. Almost to the top of the seating area of the Players Pavilion. It bounces back down, 70 for 2. They're really racing away with a substantial victory. Charles is 49 and Calendar is 16 already. This delivery is obviously hitting him almost in the midriff or in the area of, well, in the area where it really pains, but he seems to be okay. There's more midriff. The end of the over is completed, 70 for 2. Charles 49, Calendar on 16. Clive Jules will be your next commentator, and you can get all your facts and figures. Maybe Jules will have it on the potential 50 from Johnson Charles.
Yes, looking at the two worms on the screen, Reds, you can see there's real daylight between these two. At the halfway stage, 70 for 2, and the MABOUYA Constrictors, they were 42 for 1, Clive. So certainly the Lions are roaring and they are ahead of the game.
Not just rowing, but they're rowing and running away with the spoils. As Johnson Charles is on 49, one shy of his second 50 of the tournament. Calendar has come in and moved quickly to 16. Shulet will take up the attack from the media center end, and this delivery is played out into Johnson Charles and played into the onside for a leg by of the pad. 71 for 2. We were just starting the 6 over. Magaran Shulet on target. First delivery of his over. 34 needed from 29 balls. At the rate, one would say that South Castries Lions is sitting very, very pretty.
Pretty indeed. Current rate, some 13.74 and required with just 7.
And the Shulet moves into Calendar this time, and the Calendar is flat, batting him out towards the boundary. Christian Ange comes in, does not collect cleanly, but Edmund is there. They come through for the second run. Tennis shots from Calendar over the head of the bowler. The score moves on by 2 to 73. Calendar is 18 quickly.
Yes, Calendar must be a big fan of Roger Federer.
I must say. And Shulet into Calendar again, and this time Calendar gets a delivery, lifting delivery outside of stump. This one might be just inside the line. Calendar does not make any contact, and it goes through to Mitchell Louisi, a wicket keeper. The score remains on 73 for 2. Charles is on 49. Calendar has moved quickly to 18 from just 7 balls. Shulet would have other ideas, want to put a hold on the scoring, and this time Calendar gets a delivery that is cramped in for room and just about off stump, middle and off, and Calendar pushes it back down the wicket to Shulet.
Yes, Shulet in the midst of a good over. Just 2 delivery left. He is considered just 2 runs so far, so certainly he needs to finish strong.
It's Shulet into a Calendar. This time Calendar gives him the charges high. The Frenchman settles on that. He's dancing, not comfortable, and he spills it. He was must have been the wind impacting on this one. He was never comfortable under this one, and he spills it, and Calendar gets a life.
Yes, Calendar gets a life, and the poor field out cricket of the Constrictors continue. They are not doing any justice to the cause. Really needed a good clinical performance, and we first saw a chance being given to Johnson Charles by the keeper, and now Frenchman Polio is giving a life to Calendar.
You know the old adage, catches win matches, and this time it must be true. Johnson Charles lifting delivery outside of stump from Shulet. Johnson Charles plays the shot, but it goes through to Louisi. No contact, and a very good over from Shulet comes to an end. The 6th.
Man, we've ride. Nothing makes me happier than producing Danry segment music. The Creole influence, the beats, the vibe, it's so infectious. And it makes me feel so happy to share this beautiful music out to St. Lucia to the world. It is who we are. That's our Danry.
continuing to miss out on the chances. You could only imagine if Johnson Charles was back in the hut, and now the opportunity for Calendar to be back in the hut, what the game could have been like with just 4 overs remaining.
The Constrictors would be in with a very good chances. As it is, they spilled those 2 chances of 2 very dangerous players, and they might pay the price for it. It's all left to be seen. And Zachary Edmond, he comes in from the players' pavilion end. He'll be bowling to Calendar, and he gets a full delivery. He's appealing. This one was heading down to the leg side. Luigi comes around. That one came up the pads, and one leg by.
Yes, certainly angling down the leg side. But good delivery in the context of the game.
A very good ball from Zachary Edmond. Good first-up delivery from Edmond. The score has moved on to 75, and Johnson Charles is on strike. He's on 49 from 22 balls. Edmond bowls to Charles for the first time, and Charles is heaving out towards a long on, and the 2 fielders converge not before Johnson Charles comes through for a single. He's 50 runs, 50 coming from 23 balls, 50 from 23.
So that would make him the 4th fastest 50.
He has the fastest 50 and the 4th fastest 50 as Edmond bowls to Calendar. Calendar gives him the charge, appeals off the offside, it out toward the deep backward square boundary. The fielder comes up the boundary and gets, that's a backward point, sorry, the backward point boundary, and restricting them to just a single. 77 for 2. Johnson Charles is on 50. That's the 4th fastest 50 in the tournament for this year. And Calendar is on 20, but Charles is on strike to Edmond. Edmond is bowling a really good over so far. He's bowled some 3 deliveries for 2 runs, and Edmond, this time Johnson Charles is pulling out towards deep backward square this time. It goes over the boundary now. 2 short on this occasion from Zachary Edmond.
Yes, as we always say, if it's not broken, why fix it? And on this occasion, just deviated from the sort of foolish length that he was bowling, decided to go short, and just seeing Johnson Charles just really pivoted and just helping this one backward of square down to the boundary for 4 easy runs.
Easy runs at that, Edmond, and there's a drizzle. The drizzle comes in to the semi ground, and Johnson Charles are out of the edge of the bat, the leading edge, and it's off the pads actually, and they come through for a leg by. The score moves on by 1 to 82, and they require 23, just 23 from 19 balls. Zachary Edmond, a really good over. He's bowled 5 balls for 6 runs. In the context of the match, he is really pulling it back. He's following up on a good over from Shulet. He bowls to Calendar, and this Calendar gets a ball that splits him in half, a lifting delivery about the belly button again, and he can't score. A good finish from Zachary Edmonds. 82 for 2. Constrictors limiting the South Castries Lions at the minute to 82 for 2.
Yes, good over there, good follow-up over, as you indicate. The previous over, Captain Shulut considering just 4 runs, and Zachary Edmonds now considering some 8 runs coming off that over. So they a good comeback in the context of the game in the last 2 overs, but can they really finish it off?
They would need to do well to restrict the South Castries Lions to less than the 104. Shulet again into Johnson Charles, who does not time it cleanly, and it goes out towards square leg. Deterville, Nian Deterville comes around. He does the fielding, and just 1 run. Johnson Charles moves on by 1 to 55, and the score moves on by 1 to 83. It's the drizzle is getting a little bit on the stronger here at the Darren Sammy cricket ground. Magaran Shulet, he moves into Colinas Calendar. Colinas Calendar gives him the charge and hits him over wide long on for 6. 6 more to Calendar. Calendar at the rate might get the runs before Johnson Charles can get to 60. The score moves on to 89 for 2. Calendar has moved on to 26.
Yes, Calendar really, as we did say earlier on, continuing from where he left off, is just teeing, and the deliveries are, the balls are really coming off the middle of the bat.
Good shot there from Calendar. It's just 16 needed, 16 from 16 balls, and Calendar again looking for the big shot. It goes through to the wicketkeeper. He's missing on this occasion, probably just losing his shape on this occasion, Greg Wilson.
Yes, and the last 6, that would be 180 food scored in the tournament.
Lots of 6s here. Drizzle is lightening up here at Buseju, so that's good news for the cricket. The Shulet is at the top of his mark, and he will move in to Calendar. And Calendar is giving him the charge again. This one will be taken by Zachary Edmond. And the Calendar is dismissed. Out quarter, he hold out on the boundary to Edmond. Out quarter, Zachary Edmond of the bowling of Mugaran Shulet for 26. A good little cameo from Colin's Calendar.
Yes, 26 in just 14 deliveries with 1 4 and 3 6s. So certainly he did play a good hand, but with the captain Charles still at the wicket, one would still think that the South Castries Lions would be still favourite to pull this one off.
Find everything you need today? Yes, indeed. I don't see the higher purchase price on this.
That's because the higher purchase price is calculated off the cash price you see there. Based on the length of time, up to 36 months, I could calculate the final price for you. What's more, we do free delivery to any location, island-wide, plus free installation.
Wow!
You earn points on your Massy card with every purchase, including your higher purchase payment.
Massy Stores Home. Let's go home.
In to replace Colin's Calendar. Johnson Charles is on 55 from 26 balls. He's hit 8 4s and 3 6s. The South Castries Lions 89 for 3. A further 16 runs required from 14 balls. 14 balls, 16 runs. One would say South Castries in the driver's seat. Shulet into Johnson Charles, and Johnson Charles is pulling this one really quickly out towards square leg, just out forward of square. And the fielder, Stanislaus, does the fielding. 1 run to the total, 90 for 3, 15 from 13 balls.
Advantage South Castries Lions, but if they are to, the constructors are to in with any chance, they need to see the dismissal of these 2 batsmen perhaps in the next over.
These 2 perhaps in this over need to go. 1 ball to go. They should try and get 1 as soon as possible. 13, Gabriel into Gabriel, Shulet into Gabriel, and he pushes out, beats the extra cover, and they come through for 2. The fielders were really lackadaisical in the field. Again, the MABOUYA Valley Constrictors just missing the plot and gifting 2 runs to the South Castries Lions.
Yes, so we could see Aj and Orichango in some sort of a heated discussion out there. Aj perhaps felt that Orichango should have gone across and cut this one, but Aj himself was very slow off the boundary and enabled Johnson Charles to come back for the second, which means that he would be on strike for the 9th over.
It was Zafi Gabriel who came through for 2 and 92 for 3, and Johnson Charles is on 56. He's on strike. 13 runs needed. 13 runs needed from 12 balls. The Castries, South Castries Lions is definitely in the driver's seat, Greg.
Yes, they are larger and in charge, and with Johnson Charles in that sort of a mode that he is in.
And he's helping himself out towards a white, that's long leg here, and 4 more to Johnson Charles, 4 more to the total, and the South Castries Lions really pushing on for a victory. Zachary Edmond, 2 short on this occasion.
Yes, and straying into the pads of Johnson Charles. He just had to help this one pass the backward square fielder, and there was 4 written all over it.
Johnson Charles has moved to 60, 9 required from 11 balls. Just 9 from 11. Edmonds from the players' pavilion end and bowls to Johnson, and Johnson is pulling high and handsome over the boundary, 6 over the square leg boundary, and that is Johnson 100 up for the South Castries Lions. Johnson Charles moves to 66.
Yes, Johnson Charles, after giving their life, certainly they have played well into his hands in this occasion. We have seen a number of short pitch deliveries, and a lot of those balls really angling down the leg side, so it's like almost a free hit for him. And he certainly is helping himself. He's full in his boots. 184th 6 struck in the tournament.
Johnson Charles really taking a liking to what is being served up to him. Zachary round the wicket to Johnson, and Johnson is hitting him back over his head. This one is caught on the boundary by Lennis Modest. A very good catch taken there by Lennis. He didn't have to move a muscle just to take this one. A good catch, a well-judged catch from Lennis Modest, and Johnson Charles goes for 66.
Yes, 66 well-played runs, just off 29 deliveries, but the dismissal of Johnson Charles, one would say the damage has been done already, with just 3 runs remaining.
3 runs needed, just 3 runs needed for a victory for the South Castries Lions. And Johnson Charles, he really has done the damage for his team. He was given a life, and now he's come back very well. And 66 on the board from 30 balls with 9 fours and 4 sixes. So a very good innings again from Johnson Charles. And his departure brings Wendell Inglis to the wicket. Xavier Gabriel is on 2. And the score is 102 for 4. 3 runs needed for victory. Inglis will be on strike to Zachary Edmond. Edmond will really need to strike again early. They will need a little bit of a miracle to snatch a victory from the jaws of defeat here.
Yes, Killian effort is needed if they are to pull this one through.
Edmonds into Inglis, and Inglis they're getting the 2nd wicket. Inglis is driving out towards the short extra cover, and he gets, he's on a hat-trick. He is on a hat-trick. Inglis, not needed at all, not necessary. He's going for the big drive. He's looking to finish it in 1 ball, and Zachary Edmond is successful again. He gets his 2nd wicket.
Yes, Inglis looking to be the hero to finish it off perhaps with a boundary, and only resulted in hitting it to the fielder at the short cover, and he took a relatively easy catch.
It's very well taken as well from the captain Mugaran Shulet, and Inglis goes. Zachary Edmonds is on a hat-trick, and 102 for 5 for the South Castries Lions. 102 for 5.
Yes, which brings me back to my earlier point. Clivers, the chance given to both Colin Calendar and more so Johnson Charles. This could have been a big difference in the situation at this point. Certainly the constructors would have been the head-on favorites had they taken those 2 opportunities.
They definitely would have turned things around to their advantage had they taken Johnson Charles in particular. Had that catch been taken by Louisi, and a little bit of over-exuberance on Louisi's part. He probably was celebrating a little bit too early because it was a pretty regulation catch to him, and he spilled it. Edmonds will bowl to Siobhan and Leo. Leo replaces Inglis, and Leo looking to drive outside of some. This one bits him, and the ball goes through to Louisi. 3 runs needed from 7 balls. A very good over from Zachary Edmond.
Yes, over in which you saw the dismissal of the captain, and we all know that if Johnson hangs around for too long, it's all over by the shouting.
Edmond moves into Leo and gets a slower delivery. Wide signal there by the umpire. This one was a touch too wide from Zachary Edmond. He was trying to repair something that was not broken on this occasion and gifting a run. So 103 for 5. 2 runs needed from 7 balls and over and 1 ball. Last delivery of the over. Let's see if Zachary Edmond can get this one on target. Leo on strike, and Leo is driving out towards the boundary. It beats Rick Smith heading into the boundary, and it's all over in 9 overs. The South Castries Lions would have taken the victory with Leo. This one driving, square driving, and 4 runs from Leo. And the score is 107 for 5. Leo finishes on 4. Xavier Gabriel on 2. The Lions rowing and winning this one, Greg.
Yes, certainly they made light work of this total. One would say, 6 deliveries still remaining. And they have a comfortable victory they were able to pull off, largely to the contribution of Captain Johnson Charles, 60, and Colin Calendar over his 26 of just 15 deliveries. So the South Castries Lions are putting themselves in a very good position to go through to the semi-finals. And certainly is the end of the road for the MABOUYA Valley Constrictors. They have lost 3 out of the 4, so they would remain on 2 points. And this moves the South Castries Lions to, I think, 6 points now.
6 points.
6 points from their 4 games. This was the final game. So
final
6,
game. So
6 from 4. And the Eagles, I think, still have 1 game remaining. So the Eagles has a chance to top the table with perfect record, 8. And South Castries Lions look like they will finish in second place with 6 points.
So good victory for the South Castries Lions, and a good effort from the captain Johnson Charles, not downplaying the contribution of Paul Lewis for the Constrictors. A good half century to finish off. So the MABOUYA Valley Constrictors, the journey is ended, and we go to our on-field crew to hear from the captains.
A big total will certainly help you, but it was tough today.
Yeah, I think we didn't help ourselves out there. We dropped a few crucial catches, and that cost us in the end.
So what now? You have to regroup, obviously, for future.
Yes, definitely. We have to look at next year's tournament to see which areas that we can improve.
What are the players that you want to certainly focus on over the next couple of months to make sure that they get into shape?
Yes, well, cricket is a team effort, because as you can see, throughout the tournament, we dropped a few crucial catches. So each and every individual needs to look at himself and, do some retrospection and see what we can improve next year.
All the best to you.
Thank you very much, and congrats and all the best to Johnson Charles.
Jono, it appeared to be easy at the end?
I wouldn't say easy, but I was definitely in a good flow today. I was timing it properly. I was hitting it good. So at the end of the day, it was a team effort. The guys finished it off, and we gave a good account of ourselves.
So talk to us about moving forward. Now the competition really gets into a tense stage at this point, and you've assessed all the competition, so you might have an idea who you're likely to play, but give us an idea of what's going to be your approach now.
To be honest, there is still a little bit we could tighten up on, but like I always tell my guys, it's all about relaxing and enjoying the game and taking it serious. Once we could do that, I'm most certainly that we're going to come out with victories. Having that said, we get into the business end of the tournament. You wait, you lose and you're out. So I'm just going to keep encouraging the guys to just enjoy the game, and then just work on the small stuff that we have to work on, and we're going to come out with a victory, hopefully.
You have delivered, the batsmen have also delivered when they got a chance, when you didn't get a big start. So talk to us about the bowling. What areas do you want to work on for the rest of the competition?
I think that the bowlers could just stick to the plan a bit. But having that said, sometimes you really want to stick to the plan as a bowler, but it just doesn't come out the way you want on the day, because the opposition has to score runs, so something's gonna go wrong in order for that to happen. But having that said, the batsmen really have to back up the bowlers and the fieldsmen also in the field. So I'm going to keep backing my bowlers to, even when they don't have a good day, to just keep coming and just do what they do best.
At the toss, weren't you tempted to get a knock and set a huge total and probably you get 100 to get into the club today?
Of course, definitely. It's always tempting because on a good pitch, I always say if the pitch is not wet and it's not in a bad state, then if I win the toss, I'm looking to bat. But saying that, I felt that we really needed that win, and I felt the approach was to peg them back and make sure we get the runs.
All the best for the rest of the competition.
Thank you.
Excellent.
You heard it from Johnson Charles as well as Magara and Shulet. We're into the business end of the tournament, and Johnson Charles, they've gone back to the drawing board, and now it seems to be working for them. But it's not going to be easy from here on in. MABOUYA Valley, they have to go back and see how they can improve for future tournaments as well as domestic tournaments. But Johnson Charles winning there today, you saw that his batsmen, it's not just himself, but likes of Calendar and Gabriel coming through. And then we can take a look at the table, the points table for them, the group. That is the Group A with the Miku Eagles, perfect record, 6 points from their 3 matches. Now South CASTRIES completing their 3 with getting to 6 points, 3 wins, 6 points. MABOUYA Valley Constrictors 2 points from their 4. The Viewfort North Raiders 2 points from their 4. So these 2 teams are definitely out, and so it's determined here already.
Yeah, because pretty much even if Central were to beat Eagles,
they would only get to 4 points, so they won't make it. So it's definitely Miku Eagles and South CASTRIES Lions coming out of Group A.
Yeah. And with the second group, you have Sozel, who have played free. Soufre, who have played free also. Monrepo, who have played free. So it's still an open group.
Still very, very open, and with 2 teams on 4 points and 2 teams on 3 points. So it can go anywhere, and that could happen from the next game with Soufre and Choiseul playing. Choiseul at the top at the moment with better, superior net run rate, and a win would see them through. But this is where we sit at the minute, and we're getting ready for a next big encounter. Choiseul versus Soufre. The boys from the southwest will do battle, and we will take a break for now, and we'll come back to you later with the Choiseul Soufre match. So bye for now.